Value is as real as it is imaginary, as empirical as it is intangible, as objective as it is subjective. Value is utterly ineffable. Everything and nothing. It sustains all that lives with limitless abundance, while containing the most essential ingredient for utter ruin. Creation and oblivion in one. In the same way that we as humans are endowed with the power of meaning, we are also endowed with value and inalienable preciousness. We all drift in our finite forms through the sea of an infinite reality unfolding as us. Our heartbeats are naturally in sync with our orbit around the sun through the infinite abyss of space through time. We depend on the precision and position of celestial bodies of unimaginable distance and scale. Without them, there is no us. But without us, without a beholder, what is there to behold? The tree that falls where there was not consciousness did not fall because it never existed. We have a place all to ourselves in this cosmic dance by right of existing. Our human condition is awareness, feeling. We know we exist. This is the substrate of our lives. Our very presence is meaning, simply by being perceptible to another conscious being. We are birthed by our fellow beholders. This truth fundamentally opposes the structure of contemporary society as we know it. As the old world continues to crumble and restructure, this truth will once again rear its head from beneath the rubble it was meant to disappear beneath. The ethos responsible for the conditions that imprison us all in a global war machine states that we are only valuable through our ability to maintain the clearly failed state of our current economic system. Compliance with this ethos is maintained through force, violence, starvation, isolation, both the threat and the reality of them. We are in the throes of modern society's death rattle, bracing ourselves for the shockwaves of an empire's collapse. Within this phase of collapse, power is no longer an isolated force. It is morality. The number one rule of the oligarchic capitalist culling game is simple. Might makes right. I don't know about you, but to me, it clearly doesn't. It may drive a subset of behaviors under specific manufactured conditions, but nuclear bombs can't restore the soil. They can't quench thirst. They cannot feed or sustain people, and yet could not and cannot exist without people. They exist to destroy the very beings that create and sustain them. Modern society's current configuration can only accelerate oblivion. It cannot create actual value. The threat of death and suffering can only consume and destroy what is actually valuable. Life in and of itself. Period. Not just some people, all people. By right of existence. This is why the morons responsible for this circus amplify and proliferate racist propaganda. They need their constituents to feel superior before they dehumanize the people around them. They must prove that there are people who aren't worthy of existence. Never mind the fact that they are absolutely next when the system inevitably wages war and feeds upon itself when there's no more dehumanized meat overseas. Violence is a shortcut to compliance. Why should I take the time to get to know you and respect your space and your culture and possibly collaborate? Why do any of that if I can just get you to betray yourself and your needs by threatening your life? I hate to say it, but it's not all that different from the social manipulation tactics of a luxury clothing brand. The brand threatens your life through contentment and belonging. Why should they respect you in your sovereignty and uniqueness if they can convince you that it's not enough? Why do you think exclusivity and scarcity are such effective marketing tools? They get you to spend 300% more of your money on an ordinary pair of jeans by threatening your social standing amongst your peers. Furthermore, social connection is a must for human beings. The groups we formed are the only reason why we made it this far as a species. Being connected to the social circle of the group meant and still very much means life or death. That rule is hardwired into our genetic code. The ad agencies know this, so they take the shortcut to your compliance. They convince you that those $300 jeans are your ticket to the in-group. They manufacture your fear of missing out. They systematically and psychologically strip you of contentment with who you are as you are. How dare you love yourself as you are? And how dare you find your natural style more than enough to exist? You see, that $300 that should be $30 is their way of convincing you to betray yourself and your needs the same way a gun to your head might. An economy thrives around perceived and actual value. A society that only runs on perception dissipates like smoke in the wind of the actuality it refuses to acknowledge. If they kill us all in the name of compliance to their ethos, they lose everything. So they've taken to colonizing our minds by convincing us that we are only valuable in service to the machine, that we're better off dead if we don't, and many have died in their resistance. Those lost lives are not in vain. The curtain of this empire has fallen. Our place in the war machine has never been clearer. So are we fucked? Or can we change course? It all comes down to what we value today. If we place value in systems that ultimately exploit us, those very same systems develop and exploit us more. They do this by manipulating your decision making through a highly specialized form of social pressure and engineering. Instead of extracting your username and password or your bank account info, they extract your value system. They don't need to break into your bank account if you're willing to give them more of the money inside. So they aim for your mind, your ego, your sense of self. In the previous video, we discussed the ego and our relationship to it at large. These ad agencies are paid to find a way into your ego, your identity, your value system. Because once they're inside, they can manipulate and predict your behavior to an alarming degree. This is why they monitor us the way they do. If they can't get you to shell out $80 for some cologne you could get for $20, they'll pay your favorite content creator to market and sell it to you instead. They'll tell you it's valuable and even offer you a discount on the product. God forbid you look up to or admire this content creator, you're a highly likely sale at that point. That's not to say there aren't some goods that are actually valuable, but we're talking about the vast majority. As bleak as that sounds, you still have to click add to cart. You still have to click checkout. That is, of course, if you haven't outsourced it to AI. In reality, all they can do is manipulate you into participation. There was a time when these systems weren't nearly as capable of accounting for individual differences in their potential customer base. So they gave their products to celebrities to then manufacture an in-group, thereby driving sales through scarcity, exclusivity, and a perceived proximity to the celebrity of the day. They don't really have to do that anymore on the scale they once did, at least vertically, because It can be amongst a niche pocket of about 1,000 people, each niche with its own host of bots to track metrics and demographics can target what they perceive to be the core of your identity with shocking accuracy. They're really stepping up their game these days, but it doesn't change the fact that we don't have to give a single fuck about it. It really is that simple. The carousel doesn't spin without our attention and participation. In a way, we're all honorary shareholders of these agencies, as we're the targets they build their businesses around. If we're really, truly ready to see change, all we need to do is collectively apply pressure. Once the conversation is centered on that action, I am in there like swimwear. Until then, stay vigilant, traveler. I'll see you again soon.